2, 1. Remember how to do this? I don't know.
Play ball! It's time for Dodger baseball.
Well, they've been playing it anyway. Spring training. Hey, I'm Randy. You know who you are. Come on in. Pull up a chair, sit down, relax, and let's talk Dodgers. This is the best, first, and only video podcast by fans, for fans of your Los Angeles Dodgers. We're doing it old school today on YouTube with Crappy Mike on Crappy Mike Day. Hi, I'm Crappy Mike. No, Crappy Randy here. This is the Crappy Mike right here, an old stick mic from about 1932. I got some water, still getting over that 2 colds I had. Maybe it's part of the big virus thing that was going on with the Dodgers. Did you guys hear about that? Wow. Today's March 1st. Forgot to mention that. Okay, 2018 news, moves, and other hot stove action going on. 24 of 25 Dodgers were sent home yesterday with some flu-like symptom, some kind of flu virus thing going around in spring training. Dodgers ended up losing a game, which featured lots of minor leaguers, of course. Today, the Dodgers had to scratch their starting pitcher for the second consecutive day as the viral epidemic continued to wreak havoc on the club's spring training facility. Ross Stripling, slated to start today against Cleveland, was replaced by non-roster invitee Manny Banuelos. One day after Hyun-Jin Ryu's start was taken by Wilmer Font. So Ryu started to work out. He returned today. Roberts said he wasn't sure whether Ryu or Kenta Maeda, who was also sick, would make their next starts. He has no idea when these guys are going to... I don't know when I'm going to make my next start on Let's Talk Dodgers. Wow. Pardon me. Anybody out there having colds, let's join in. What else has happened here? Oh, this is interesting. They said, Robert said the club has not isolated the specific illness or its origin, but the symptoms of chills and fatigue are consistent. Sounds like flu. And it generally takes 1 to 3 days to recover. That doesn't sound too much like flu. Sometimes flu takes 4 days, but I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I just play one on Let's Talk Dodgers. Yasiel Puig returned to the lineup after missing Wednesday's game. Other regulars able to play on Thursday were Chris Taylor, Justin Turner, Matt Kemp, and Yasmani Grandal. Among players still sick today are Chase Utley, Corey Seager, Austin Barnes, and Kike Hernandez. That's not cool. Get well, guys. I'll drink a toast to you right here as we all get well together. TV notes. I posted up the Sportsnet LA schedule on our Facebook page, Let's Talk Dodgers. Check it out when you have a chance. Dodgers tweeted that Sportsnet LA will have 20 Dodger spring training games, including games every Saturday and Sunday, most Fridays as well. We'll review which games are coming up and when and how you can see them and hear them a little later on in this podcast. Whenever I do this, it means fun stuff. Let's do some shout-outs right now. We have fun stuff with doing shout-outs. These are people that have chimed in on our Facebook page in the last several days, actually in the last week or so. Shout-outs going out to our good Dodger buddy, now a football buddy, Craig Robbins. Anybody remember Craig used to work at Dodger Stadium, former Dodger employee, now assistant coach with Chaffee College in the football program there. Way to go, Craig. Betsy E., Brandon C., Elaine A., Javon W., Cody S., Cody B. Yeah, Cody B. Is it the Cody B? I hope so. Brent H., Scott M., and Ito K. I heard once that Joe Torre used to watch this show when he was manager. I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe. I don't know. What other fun stuff? I got some stats for you. This is a stat of the day. For the season that just passed, the 2017 season, the Dodgers had, and we try to keep track of this every year on Let's Talk Dodgers, the Dodgers had not 1, not 2, but 3 jerseys in the top 10 of the top 10 best-selling jerseys of the year throughout MLB. That's very cool. Who were they? Well, let's count them down from worst to first. At number 9, we had Corey Seager. At number 7, we had Cody Bellinger. And at number 5, the best Dodger in the country, the best-selling jersey of any Dodger, number 5 on the list, number 22, Clayton Kershaw, of course. Best pitcher on the planet, as they say. Maybe that's his nickname. They'll copyright that. And just for the record, the Dodgers, along with their 3 guys in the top 10, the Yankees had 3, so 6 out of 10 were Dodgers and Yankees. And then the Cubs had 2, and nobody else had more than 1, so that was kind of neat. We may run them down, but you can find them on the Dodger website. I need a Dodger home run. What about you? Yesterday, Andrew Tolles did the damage, and it was really interesting. Fox Sports San Diego had the call. I don't know who's calling this, but it's a pretty good call. Check it out.
In the air to deep right field. That goes Renfroe at the wall, looking up, and it is gone. Hit the berm. A 2-run home run for Andrew Tolles. and the Dodgers shot to the 2-0 advantage. Holes is back and healthy and driving one out of the yard today in Peoria.
All right. Yeah. Very cool. How's this? You know what? Nobody's really cleaned off that. Anybody cleaned off this? Yeah, I don't think anybody's cleaned that camera off in about 2 years. It's terrible. All right. Let's see. This day or week in Dodger history, not a lot going on in spring training in history. However, on this day, March 1st, I guess there's a birthday you could call out. 1972, Omar Dahl. Remember the pitcher? He's 46 today. All right, that's all I could find for today. But in 2 days, on March 3rd, over the weekend, we might as well give you this one now because we won't see on March 3rd. So let's tell you about it. On that day, a very big day in Dodger history, huge day, and I remember it really well because I was following spring training back in 1988 on March 3rd. Upset by a practical joke played by teammate Jesse Orozco, Dodger slugger Kirk Gibson walks out of camp for a whole day. Came back and gave a big tirade to everybody. The southpaw reliever had put eye black on Gibson's cap. You know the rest. He got pissed off at the whole team. He walked out. Came back and said, look, if you can't play like professionals, ready to win a World Series, I don't want you here. They did it. They went all the way. Rest was history, baby. I was there to watch it all, too, because I went to the World Series that year. All right. What else we got going on here? Let's get you out to the ballpark. Let's do an update on today's game. Would you like to hear an update on? All right. Not that it does it matter? No. They're playing the Cleveland Indians today. Update on today's game with Cleveland at Camelback Ranch. Today, by the way, the Dodgers celebrated their 10th anniversary in Camelback Ranch. 10 years ago today, in 2009, believe it or not, was when they played their first game there. The Dodgers today fell to the Indians 8-7, but played a good game. It was close until the end. So it doesn't really matter. Nobody cares, and it's neither here nor there. But for those who have Sports in LA, it'll be repeated later on tonight. You'll see the highlights. That's about it. Games will not be on until this weekend, so we'll talk more about that, I guess. We'll write to you about that on the flash it on the Facebook page. Events, appearances, and other cool stuff. If you're going out to the games this weekend, anybody's going to be out there on Saturday, March 3rd. Ned Watch. If you go to spring training this Saturday, bring your Big Chair book by Ned Coletti. He wrote it just this year. He'll be signing and speaking March 3rd from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Tommy Bahama and Carolyn Commons. That is in Scottsdale, folks. And that's going to be, they're going to do a meet and greet and sign books. And I heard him say on Dodger Talk yesterday and on Sports in LA, if you're there and you want to talk baseball, he'll stay there as long as you want. How cool is that? Yeah. All right, that's just about going to do it. Can't take questions live because we're on YouTube this time, but we'll do a live show next time on Facebook Live. So come on back on, I don't know, probably this time next week. We're just going to go weekly until the games start for reals at the end of March. By the way, that's 28 days away until 20, right? Anyway, that's going to do it. This is Randy. You know who you are. Come on back next week. Pull up a chair, sit down, relax, and let's talk Dodgers. And make sure to keep watching our Facebook page. I'll keep posting up all kinds of cool stuff there so you know what's going down. We don't want you to miss a thing in spring. That's our motto. We'll see you next time, everybody. Check you later. Bye-bye. Thank you for the music. And by the way, those of you in the Major League Baseball, you 29 other teams, I want you to watch out because
tonight the Dodgers are going to kick your ass.
Well, maybe not tonight, but they'll do it another day.
The Dodgers are going to win that division anyways.
That's right, and probably the whole National League enchilada again, and possibly the World Series, and wouldn't that be great? See you next week, everybody. Bye-bye. Have a great weekend.